listening to the What the Wrestling Podcast, the show that brings you all things wrestling with your host, RJD.
Oh, you already know what time it is.
Perfect.
We got some AEW, we got some WWE we about to get into, as always.
Perfect.
Man, oh man. So we had a good weekend of wrestling, y'all. We also had Slammiversary. Haven't seen it yet, but definitely gonna get into that. Gonna check it out when I get the chance. Heard they're bringing back TNA. Gotta look into that when I get the chance. So there's a lot going on in the wrestling world right now. Survivor Series is looking like it's shaping up to be pretty good. AEW and WWE fighting over Chicago. Man, the fans are going to have a field day with this one. But before we get into all of that, as always, first things first, hit the goddamn like button. Like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. What the Wrestling, Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok, Spotify, and Anchor. Also, RJD199, RJ699 on the Twitter, aka X. As always, let us not waste any more time. Let's get into it on this beautiful day in New York City. Let's go. Yes. Tis I, RJD here. Welcome to What the Wrestling. I, once again, am your host. And yeah, we have switched up the style a little bit, so it is what it is. We switched it up. We're still making modifications in here, but it's a beautiful thing, man. Sometimes you need to re-look at things. Sometimes you need some change. I know people hate that.
Nope.
But sometimes that's what you need to do, all right? So don't get mad at me, all right? Sometimes you got to switch things up. Cool. All right. Now that we got that all out the way, let's hit the like button. Like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. Matter of fact, that ain't gonna help much, but it's daytime here in New York. We'll be all right. But this is what we're doing, y'all. We have switched it up. We have moved some things around. Everything is not complete, but you see we got some hats on the wall. We're moving some things around. We're having some fun. We're gonna keep it pushing. But back to the wrestling. So SmackDown took place Friday. Collision took place Saturday. They also had Battle of the Belts. We're gonna go over Collision. I might just let y'all know what took place on Battle of the Belts, and we keep it pushing that way. But I like the fact that these guys are fighting over Chicago. That looks interesting. Let me see something real quick. There's gonna be a lot. There's a lot going on. So just off the top, we all know Triple H is firmly in control now. Will Ospreay might be talking about finally making the jump to WWE or AEW. Now, I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. I don't think Will's gonna. Will, I think, is comfortable in what he's doing. There are dream matches all over the place. There's dream matches all over the place in both promotions. So he did an interview. So he continued to make his mark all over the world. His stock continues to rise. He is literally top 3 in the world, and he has been. I mean, he's a lot of people's number 1. He's been top 3 in the world for at least the last 2 years, maybe 3. And he was speaking to Metro.co.uk about his future in wrestling. Will Ospreay was asked about a potential jump to WWE. Ospreay made it clear that it is certainly on the table now that he is weighing his options. And I quote, I mean, we have spoke about it more. I'm now open to the idea of stretching myself out a little bit more. And quote, continued, as age has become more apparent to me, my body is hurting more and more. I'm open to all avenues. I've had a lot of talks with my friends about this, and I've spoke to the missus. Although we spent so much money on our new kitchen, we are open to the idea of relocating to the U.S. It's on the table. That's all I can really say. That means I'm open to all options going forward. Will Ospreay has been, his contract is up with New Japan next year. So he's contracted at least until then. Let me tell you right now, other than maybe MJF, Will Ospreay is probably one of the biggest people that could sign anywhere. MJF is going to get a lot of money when his contract is up. As for Will is also going to get a lot of money when his contract is up. Now, if he is going to be in AEW or WWE, he's definitely going to have to relocate. The ball is in his court because he could go. He's a big get for either promotion. I think the hardcore audience knows who he is. I think even if he goes to WWE, even that audience will know who he is, because when the perfect person I could think about is AJ Styles. When AJ Styles debuted at the Royal Rumble, everybody was shocked, everybody was cooking, everybody knew who he was. I think with Triple H running creative, it'll be better for Will. Vince McMahon probably will be like, this flippity flip stuff I don't like, but Will has toned it down and toned up his storytelling, toned up his promos. So I think, and he still can do what he does in the ring. He just does it in a more measured pace now. It's not just flippity flip all over the place. He picks his spots, he times his spots wisely, and I think any promotion he goes to, forget about it.
Get the fuck out of here!
They're going to give him whatever the hell he wants, and they should. That's a big deal. We'll have to look out for that, and we'll have to look out for MJF. Tell the truth, don't know if MJF is going to leave. MJF could sign another contract for 4 or 5 years, maybe 4 years, and he could go to WWE when he is 30. Like, MJF is what, 23, 24? He signs a 4-year contract. 28 years old, he could leave and go to WWE, and he'll be an even bigger star. So I don't think it matters for MJF. Will is getting up there, but the style that he used to work is, and working in New Japan, that takes a toll on your body, because in New Japan they just beat the holy hell out of you, and it's a rough style. Now they don't wrestle as much, but the style is still rough. So we'll have to see. I think he'll be a better fit. I think it'll be better for him to go to AEW. But then again, he's already been to AEW, but there's a lot of people he hasn't fought. There's a lot of matches he could still have. Him and Danielson, him and Omega, the third match, him and MJF, him and Hangman, him and they fought in New Japan. They probably fought in New Japan. Him and Hangman. I mean, he go to WWE. Him and Roman Reigns. Him and Roman. Him and who else is over there? That's a big star. Drew. Him and Drew. Him and that'll be a big match. Him and Drew. Him and KO. I'm sure he's fought KO, Sami Zayn. He's fought these people before, but I think AEW has more people that he could. I'm not gonna say they have more stars, but I think the fans will go crazier for him in AEW because that's a different type of fan than WWE. So I don't know. We'll see. Brock Lesnar skipping Crown Jewel, so no payday for him. Brock's gonna do whatever Brock wants to do. Maybe he's setting up for UFC now that the USADA stuff is done. So we'll have to keep an eye on that as well. And let's get into Collision. So AEW Collision featured Andrade versus Miro, Starks and Big Bill. We had FTR on the show. We had Kingston and Jarrett. We had a lot going on. But the first things first, Bryan Danielson, Andrade El Idolo. Thank you very much. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. These guys had one hell of a TV match. I mean, the fact of the matter is, Bryan Danielson right now is probably in that top 3 as top wrestlers in the world. He's in the top 3 right now. This might be his farewell tour. He might be going around just saying, listen, I'm going to just put on bangers every stinking week because I can. But him and Andrade shut it down. They had a great back and forth match. He ends up winning with a roll up, and there was a bit of respect after the match as well. So he puts Andrade over in defeat. He didn't just beat Andrade and knock him senseless. He had to really outwork Andrade to get the win. And after the fact, we had a surprise, which was also good.
Surprise, motherfucker.
The lights went out, the lights came back on, and we had Malachi Black with the black mask straight into his face, which was simply fantastic. Good to see Malachi back on TV. Wheeler Yuta and Claudio came down right after, but lights went out and he was gone. Now, the fact that they had Malachi out by himself to kick Danielson in the head, he might be going on a singles run, and these two other guys, Buddy and Brody, even with the broken hand that he has, they might be going more towards the tag team titles, which is great by me. They need to be on TV. And if FTR is not going to have them, give them to, if FTR not going to have them, you gave them to Ricky and you gave them to, what's the name? Ricky and Big Bill. Give them to the House of Black and let Malachi go for the international championship, or let him go for, because nobody's getting the AEW championship right now, but let him go beat Orange Cassidy. Give it maybe 5 to 10 defenses, and then let him run up against Orange Cassidy and let him win there. Because Malachi Black needs a title. He should have a title. He should have had one already. So we'll see what happens. Now, Darby and Nick Wayne had a video package. They hit Sting with his special gift. Wanted to finish what they started next week, so that's coming up soon. Then we had Sky Blue versus Hollywood Haley. Sky Blue wins that with the code blue. Sky Blue acting a little heelish. Don't know if I would turn that. Don't know if that's a good idea to turn her heel, but everybody who gets misted, they got some stuff going on. So maybe they're going to make a little faction where all of those ladies turn heel. I don't know. Who knows? But Sky Blue, good match. Solid little match. Not much going on, but solid little match with Hollywood Haley. Austin and Colton Gunn with Jay White. They beat the Outrunners in a really, really quick match. After the match, the lights went out, and the Man in the Devil mask appeared on the screen, but he never unmasked himself. And back in the ring, the Bullet Club Gold, they got the hell up out of there, and they were like, we out.
Fuck this shit, I'm out.
And they took off. So Jay White we still don't know who's in the mask. He still thinks it's MJF. MJF still says it wasn't him. I guess time will tell. We'll see what happens there. So backstage, they had a backstage segment with Orange and Chris Statlander, where Chris Statlander was doing squatch with Lexi Nair on her shoulder. Cool there. And then we had the Memphis Street Fight with Jeff Jarrett, Karen Jarrett, Jay Lethal, Sanjay Dutt, Satnam Singh, versus Eddie Kingston in a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-on-1 handicap match, because that's basically what it was. For some reason, I mean, Jesus Christ, my controller fell. For some reason, they just had interference after interference. I mean, Jesus Christ. They also had legendary Memphis wrestling announcer Dave Brown, who joined the commentary desk, who said that he was calling matches for Jeff Jarrett since he was 18 years old. So,
Surprise, motherfucker.
that's a nice bit of trivia there. But, I mean, just shenanigans after shenanigans. Eddie Kingston had to basically fight everybody off. So, Kingston caught Jarrett with the Hurricane, but Jay Lethal cut off the pin. Kingston fought off Lethal, and then Drill Satnam Singh with Jeff Jarrett's guitar, so he was out of there. But that allowed Jeff Jarrett to hit the stroke. Jeff Jarrett took too long to pin him, so Kingston kicked out. But Singh, Jarrett, and Lethal all hit their finishes on Eddie Kingston, allowing Jeff Jarrett to score the win and a title shot for Jay Lethal. And after that, Eddie Kingston cut a promo saying that he feels sorry for Jay because Jay has lost his way, and he feels sorry, and he brought up Jay Lethal's mother and how she's going to cry for you, and you better bring your A game because she's going to cry for you, and I'm going to have to hurt you, and I'm going to have to see the pain on that woman's face after I hurt you because you've lost your way. I mean, is there a better promo in wrestling than Eddie Kingston?
Nope.
Every time this brother speaks, it's like he just commands the screen. He's like the actor. He's like the actor that commands the screen, and whatever scene he's in, he steals the damn scene. Eddie Kingston is a sight to behold. Miro versus Action Andretti. CJ Perry came out ahead of this match, and Action Andretti put up a good fight, but in the end, he gets beat. In the end, he gets beat with the game over. Miro looks at him, looks at CJ Perry. He leaves. CJ Perry then walks up to Andrade later on in the show and says, listen, maybe I may be able to represent you. So we're going to be getting a Miro versus Andrade match really, really soon. Cool with me. Hikaru Shida will be defending the AEW Women's title versus Ruby Soho on Wednesday. Then they had 2.0 and Daniel Garcia and Anna Jay back there. 2.0 is beefing with Daniel Garcia because they want him to stop dancing, and Angelo Parker was left behind. Ruby Soho shared a word with Parker about their prospective groups falling apart, and Soho said that she deserves to be a champion in AEW, and soon enough she will. So that should be a good match as well. And then we had another meeting with La Fashion and Goblenade, and Arush was tired of seeing other wrestlers get opportunity and being told that he was too violent. He was sick of conforming just to see other people get what he deserved. This will continue, and Roosh will be back on TV beating the holy hell out of people really soon. So, FTR we're gonna have a match with Bad Tad Brown and Darian Bankston, and that ended in a no contest because Malachi Black came back out. The lights went on, the lights went off, and then Brody King and Buddy Matthews came out, and then they took out FTR. So they beat the holy hell out of FTR. Everybody got mad, so there was no match, but but the House of Black stood tall after they took out FTR, and the House of Black was all over this show.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
And then they got a rundown of the card with Jericho, sit-down interview with Renee Paquette. So look for that. And then the AEW Tag Team title match, Big Bill and Ricky Starks beat the Blackpool Combat Club to retain the title. So Jim Ross came out on commentary for that, but at the end of the day, Yuta booted Starks. This is the end of the match. Yuta booted Starks' spear attempt before hitting the right ankle slam. Claudio tagged in, hitting Starks with a lariat for a 2 count. Claudio called for the giant swing and hit it Yuta hit the drop kick on Starks for a 2 count. Bill broke it up. Claudio and Yuta set up for the fastball special, but House of Black made their 3rd appearance on the show. Got the referee's attention, and Buddy Matthews and Brody King took out Claudio. Starks hit the spear and the Roshambo on Wheeler Yuta to retain the titles. And after the match, the House of Black came down, but Jon Moxley's music hit, and he made his return from injury. Good to see him doing well. And the BCC FTR cleared the ring, and Ricky Starks wanted to get back in there, and he said, listen, y'all with me? He said, yeah. So they all jumped in, but this fool was the only one who actually got in the ring, and they left him out there looking stupid. And he got beat up, and Claudio basically swung him for about 30 rotations until they went off the air. So, sucks for Ricky Starks. Stupid. And that is how that went off the air. Battle of the Belts was next, but like I said, not really going to go over that. Wasn't really anything to talk about. But it is what it is. All I know is that Collision consistently puts on good shows. I consistently look forward to Collision. Very fast 2 hours of wrestling every single week. Nothing wrong there. So looking forward to Dynamite, and we'll see what happens. Let's see what happens with the long-term stories they're telling. Now, SmackDown. So minor things on the show. Let's talk about that. Rey Mysterio challenged Logan Paul to compete for Rey Mysterio's U.S. Championship at Crown Jewel. Paul accepted, and they shook hands. Austin Theory and Grayson Waller took on Cameron Grimes and Dragon Lee. Theory hit the A-Town down on Grimes. KO did a sit-down interview discussing his move to SmackDown. He's disappointed he's away from Sami Zayn, but he looks forward to first-time matches. WWE Women's World Championship. This was the main event of the show. Io Sky beat Charlotte to retain. Flair launched the spear but collided headfirst into the title that Sky had concealed by her waist, and because of that, she got the win. Bianca Belair then came after Damage Control were beating up on Charlotte. Bianca Belair saved her. So Bianca Belair is back as well. So that's good. Always good to see Bianca back. I know she took time off. She's been off for a while. She's been off for a couple of months, maybe. A month or two. But good to see her back in action, knocking it out the park. Then we've got Montez Ford beating Santos Escobar via pinfall after Carlito saved Escobar from the post-match beatdown by the Street Profits. Why did they change Carlito's music? I will not understand. Stupid. But he came out and saved the day. Respect my authority. Also got a video package from Alba Fire and Issa Dawn. They are going for the Women's Tag Team Championships. Man, they messed those titles up so much. They are cursed. Get rid of them.
How dare you?
And then we had Everyone Wants to Fight on Friday night. So Heyman kicked off the show promising LA Knight's destructions at the hands of Roman Reigns. That match is set up for Crown Jewel.
How dare you?
I wish it wasn't set up for Crown Jewel. How do you keep LA Knight strong? He is the hottest thing smoking right now in WWE. How do you keep him strong and still have him lose? Because ain't no way LA Knight is winning that title. I just don't see it.
Respect my authority.
Unfortunately. But basically, we had Roman not on the show, and we had LA Knight coming out to confirm. That, listen, it's me. He wanted Paul Heyman to call him out. He didn't. Obviously, Roman wasn't there, so he didn't come. And he said, listen, you tell Roman I'm coming for him. I'm coming for the titles, and I'm going to win. So that actually ended up happening. Jimmy caught up with Solo and Heyman backstage. Also patted himself on the back for costing his estranged twin brother the tag team titles on Raw. And that brought out the arrival of Cena. Brought out the Uso celebration to a halt. Cena hit the ring and revealed that he was hit hard earlier today. 16-time champion, said it's been since 2000. Since it's said it's been 2002 days since he's won a televised TV match. He hinted at retirement, but then he said, "You know what?" He welcomed the idiot willing to challenge him. Says his challenge was answered by Solo Sikoa. Jimmy ambushed Cena with a super kick, but was rescued by a masked figure who ended up being Jay. The mystery man attacked Jimmy before Jimmy revealed himself. Before revealing himself to be Jay, as always, Jay hit his brother in the barricade with a super kick, beating the holy hell out of him, super kicking him over the damn barricade. Cena snuck under the Samoan spike, hit the AA, and that was all she wrote. Backstage, new general manager Nick Aldis fined Jey Uso $10,000 for invading SmackDown and attacking one of the superstars. Fellow authority figure Adam Pearce was presented and argued that Jimmy also should be fined for interfering in Raw's tag team title match on Monday. Aldis said that was Pearce's problem. Aldis asked security to escort Jay out of the building. Pearce said that wasn't necessary and that he personally walked Jay out. Aldis flexed his might and asked security to remove both Jay and Adam Pearce. So the thing here is, if you're gonna keep this thing a hard brand split, first of all, you should definitely fine Jimmy for invading Raw if you're gonna fine Jay for invading SmackDown. So let's start there. Secondly, if you're going to have this be the way it is, and you're gonna have both of these people, both of these shows be a hard brand split, then keep it a hard brand split. None of the BS, none of the extra stuff. Just keep it a hard brand split. Don't have people going to both shows. Make sure both rosters could cover up. Make sure you have enough people on TV to cover both rosters. None of the bull-ish. None of the cap.
Stop the cap.
Keep the brand split hard. Keep it a hard brand split. Will they do that? No. But they should, especially if you're trying to build up for Survivor Series. They do this every year. They ignore the brand split for 9 months, and then for the month or two leading up to Survivor Series, then they want to have a hard brand split. And then after Survivor Series, they go back to ignoring the brand split. Listen, just keep it the way it is. Keep it a hard brand split, and let's not mix up the two rosters. That's it. Keep it cool, keep it smooth. That's it. Fairly easy to do. So we will see what happens. So that is your review. That is your SmackDown review. We had the AEW review. We got Monday Night Raw today. We'll be reviewing that tomorrow, as always. And Cena bringing out the retirement word. I don't know what's going on there. You think Cena will retire, or you think Cena's going to stay a bit longer before he goes back to Hollywood? I don't know. We'll see. But I look forward to it. So with that being said, that's all I got for you guys today. So what that means is I'm out. Everybody be safe. Enjoy the day. Pretty decent day outside. Go enjoy it. Go have fun. Be safe. I'm out of here. Peace.
Dom DeMarco.